Good morning, students. In previous session, we have seen the basics of work done. What is the energy expended in moving a point charge from one point to another point? Formula, derivations. In this class, we are going to see the numericals under work done, work and path near an infinite line charge. First, we'll see one problem. Given a non-uniform field E is equal to YAX plus XAY plus 2AZ, AX, AY, AZ or the direction, unit vector in the direction of your X, Y and Z. Determine the work expended. Determine the work expended in carrying 2 coulomb of charge from point B 1, 0, 1 to point A 0.8, 0.6, 1 along the shorter arc of the circle x square plus y square is equal to 1 and z is equal to 1. So here you are supposed to move the point charge 2 coulomb from point B to point A in the presence of your electric field YAX plus XAY plus 2AZ. This is the diagram showing your problem. Once the problem is read, convert the problem into a pictorial representation. Here they have told like it is moving along the shorter arc of a circle x square plus y square is equal to 1 and z is equal to 1. So this is the shorter circle where your x square plus y square is equal to 1 and z is equal to 1. And we have 2 points 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1 point B and point A is going to be 0.8, 0.6, 1. Now the differential elemental length dl is equal to dx into ax plus dy into ay plus dz into az. In case of your Cartesian coordinate system, we can call the Cartesian coordinate system as a rectangular coordinate system also. And here the differential amount of work done. Determine the work expended in carrying 2 coulomb of charge. Therefore, the work done formula W is equal to minus Q integration between the limit B to A E dot dl. Here the coordinate of B is going to be 1, 0, 0 and A is going to be 0.8, 6, 0.6, 1. So if you take a x limit, it is going to be 1 to 0.8. If you take a y limit 0 to 0.6. Z limit it is 1 to 1. And the value of Q is to be 2 coulomb and the value of electric field intensity given in the problem is YAX plus XAY plus 2AZ. When you substitute Q as such, E value is YAX plus XAY plus 2AZ and the value of DL is going to be dx into AX plus dy into AY plus dz into AZ. It is a dot product. So when you multiply, you will get y into dx plus x into dy plus 2 into dz. When you do so, you will get this particular equation. In this equation, the value of Q is going to be 2 coulomb. So 2 as such you are substituting. With respect to dx, therefore the limit is from 1 to 0 because the charge is going to move from point B to point A. Therefore 1 to 0.8 will be the limit for x, 0 to 0.6 will be the limit for y, and for z it is going to be 1 to 1. We know that x square plus y square is equal to 1 along the shorter circle of the arc. From this, you can write x is equal to root of 1 minus y square. Wherever you have x, you replace it with y. Like it is with respect to x, right? So, you need to replace this y in terms of x. If you want to replace this y in terms of x, from the given segment, line segment, you are going to write it as y is equal to root of 1 minus x square. So, replace this y with 1 minus x square and replace this x with root of 1 minus y square. When doing so, you will get the answer W is equal to, wherever you have y, you replaced with root of 1 minus x square. Wherever you had x, you replaced with 1 minus y square. After integrating, we will be getting this particular equation. On simplifying, we will get the answer of the work done to be minus 0.962 joules. The unit for work done is going to be joules. Next, by using a line segment equation, we know that here y minus y2 divided by x minus x2 is equal to y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. When you write the line segment equation, this is your straight line equation. When you write it, you will get y is equal to 3x plus 3. The same problem we are solving it by using a straight line segment. Therefore, w is equal to, it is your cube. With respect to x, the integration, with respect to y, and with respect to z. We'll get the answer as minus 0.962 joules. So if you look at the answer for the previous problem and this problem, it is going to be same. Whether you are going to move it from the initial point to the final point at a stretch, or if you are going to move it through the line segment, the answer, whatever it is going to apply, it is going to be same. W greater than 0 or W less than 0, whether the energy is going to be get expended or it is going to absorb the energy or it is going to deliver the energy, it matters when W greater than 0 or W less than 0. In this problem, the value of dx, the value whatever we have used here, dx, dy, dz, it has been solved in Cartesian coordinate system. But all problems will not be available with the Cartesian coordinate system. We can solve it by means of your spherical coordinate system or cylindrical coordinate system. Therefore, the differential elemental length in case of Cartesian coordinate system, it is going to be dl is equal to dx ax vector plus dy ay and dz az. Ax, ay and az are going to be the unit vector in its respective direction of x, y, z. So this is the representation of your differential elemental length in Cartesian coordinate system or rectangular coordinate system. Next one, dl is equal to, in case of your cylindrical coordinate system, the three ordinates is going to be rho, phi, z. Here rho will be varying only with d rho, whereas phi will vary all along the rho axis. So we will get rho into d phi, and dz will get vary with respect to only dz. So we'll get the cylindrical coordinate differential elemental length as dl is equal to d rho a rho vector plus rho into d phi. Why? Because your phi angle will vary starting from x axis throughout the rho axis. So we are getting rho into d phi. Here if you check over here, it is going to be your y axis, z axis, x. It is your representation. When you represent it for the cylindrical coordinate system, it is going to be your phi axis. It is going to be the rho axis. Phi means from x to the point under consideration, it is going to be phi. So if you, it is not that the differential elemental length has to be assumed only here. Throughout this circle, it can be assumed. Therefore, the value of phi is going to vary all over this circle. That is why in the second term, you will be getting rho into d phi, a phi vector plus dz into az. It is in case of your cylindrical coordinate system. Now, when you go for your spherical coordinate system, it is going, the differential elemental length is going to be dl r into d theta a theta plus r sin theta into d phi into a phi. It is the formula for your spherical coordinate system. So depending upon the analysis that is asked in the problem, you can use the differential elemental length formula as given over here. Work path near an infinite line charge. We know that the line charge density rho L is equal to charge Q divided by L. The definition is, if a charge Q is distributed throughout the length of the line, then it is going to be the line charge density. So if line charge density is given, it is not possible to take the complete charge available on that particular line. So we will be taking a differential elemental length. When you assume a differential elemental length, the charge distribution through that surface is also going to be differential, where we can write it as it is going to be rho L. So in the work and the path near an infinite line charge, you are going to assume a differential elemental length at this particular point. If you assume a differential elemental length at this point, the distance is going to be rho. So this differential elemental length can be moved all along this circular coordinate system. So in this, the differential elemental length dl is going to be rho. It is going to vary all along your phi axis in the direction of your a phi vector. Unit vector is going to be a phi. If you are placing the infinite line of charge with a charge density of rho L coulomb per meter, this is going to be the diagram. Then we know that E is equal to EP into AP, E rho into A rho. The value of your electric field intensity in case of your infinite line of charge conductor, it is going to be rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon into rho. A rho is nothing but the unit vector in the direction of the rho. Rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon rho is the formula of your electric field intensity that is derived under your module 1. And you guys are supposed to remember the electric field intensity under various cases of your charge densities and also under different configuration. Here, since we are going to analyze it by using your cylindrical coordinate system, your dl is going to be d rho a rho plus rho into d phi into a phi plus dz into az vector. W is equal to minus q initial value to final value rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon into rho E value into dl vector. Here the dl is taken all along your phi axis, so we will be writing it as rho d phi into a phi. Once it is simplified, you will be getting the answer minus q initial value to the final value rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon d phi a rho dot a phi. Work path near an infinite line charge. Continuation. After simplification, you will get minus q integration between the limit a to b, because you wanted to move the charge from point A to point B, means here you will be writing it as a to b. In case if you wanted to move the charge from point B to point A, means in integration the initial value is going to be b and the final value is going to be a. So b to a rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon into d rho divided by rho. After solving, we'll get the answer q rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon ln of b divided by minus q rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon antilogarithm of b divided by a. This is going to be the work and path near an infinite line charge. Thank you, students.